Hey up, it's Steve from the old Yorkshire Geek. Hang on, let me just get rid of this. Right, there we go. Right, so as you saw, it's the Amityville Horror we're doing this week. A bit of a divisive film. Hello, Joshua is there. Look, woohoo, let's go. Where's that thing that he did earlier? There we go. Joshua's daughter's favourite movie when she was 67 years old. Crikey. So, the Amityville Horror. Based on, I actually found the DVD. We've got this on DVD. I actually found the bugger. Usually in boxes and things. I've also got the book. Read the book many years ago by Jay Anson. But it's a very controversial story, isn't it? Based on a true story. But there's a lot of controversy surrounding it. But it's a good film. It's a good film. I enjoy it. So let's just get on with it, and we'll have some info first. As I said, based on the book by Jay Anson, based on the true story of George and Kathleen Lutz. They moved into their house, 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York. Well, Long Island, it's part of New York, isn't it? And they moved in just over a year after Ronald DeFeo murdered his entire family. And then 28 days later, they fled the house and then shortly afterwards sold it at a great loss. And it's been argued that they've not made any money from their story, but they've made some money from it. But they didn't. I don't think they got rich from it. I think that's the point. But anyway, right. So let's get the film up and we'll go through it as usual. I'm not going to be just playing the film. We'll just go through it in a series of stills. But I might play the odd little clip. We will see. What else was I going to say? I'm going to say something else. Oh, right, don't forget, like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you've subscribed already. We're also live on Rumble. Yes, we are. And Twitch. Yes, we are. And apologies if there were a bit of double audio during that trailer. I found that I had the wrong, had the YouTube channel up, playing away. I had the wrong page up, so I soon got rid of that. So apologies if you were listening. You heard two audio feeds. Anyway, right. So let's get on with the film, shall we? Let's get on with the film. Right, where have I put my stuff? Right, here we go. Right, off with jolly well go. Let's watch this film. Now then, remember me buttons. Oh, stop playing. There we go. The Metro Goldwyn Mayer work. Should be going, jumping. I was doing it now, I tell you. Hey, Samuel Z. Arkoff. I always think of Flash Gordon when I see that name. Anyway. Stop playing. It keeps bloody playing, look. Keep pressing pause and it keeps playing the flaming thing. Yeah, there's the famous house. Except it's not the house. I think they found a similar one and made it look like the Amityville house because they weren't given permission to film. It's playing again, isn't it? I keep pressing pause and it keeps playing the flaming thing. I don't know why. Oh, it's playing it again. Getting on my nerves. Right, hang on. I'm gonna have to just get out of it a minute while I sort this out. Oh, every time I do. Are you playing now or not? No, you're not. Yes, you are. Right. So it should do it now. I'm hoping. Oh, we'll see. Oh. We're having problems with this. Right, I bet it's playing now. So I'll pause it. Yes. Oh, tell you. Right, the Amityville Horror. James Brolin, Margot Kidder, and Rod Steiger are the three main stars. Yes, it's the curse of Amityville Horror. James Brolin, who's basically his son has become him, hasn't he? You know, Josh Brolin's exactly like James Brolin, but anyway. So anyway, off we go. Hopefully it'll work this time. There we go. Also starring Murray Hamilton, who you may know from Jaws. He played the mayor in Jaws. Skip it. It worked earlier on, did this? Press control and right. It's supposed to skip 5 seconds, and it's been a pain in the ass at the moment. There we go. Carrying on with there we go. Music by Lalo Schifrin, except you can't see for my fat head. Never mind. It's a good score. Must admit, it is a good score. As you'd expect. Right, are we off now? Is it sorted itself out? Right. Has it? It's plain silly buggers. Right, we start on a dark and stormy night. Ready? I should have. I'm playing this through a different player than what I did last week. I should have picked the bloody VLC. Anyway, here we see. I don't know what this is. What's this? Is this a flagpole or is it a light pole or what? We see it through all the front shot. Well, it's not the front; it's the side of the house, isn't it? But this view of the house, we see it all the time. And I don't know if it's a flagpole or a telegraph pole or a lamp post or what. I don't know what it is. It's always there. Anyway, we see the house and we hear gunshots going off. We see a couple of the windows light up as the gunshots go off. And we see somebody walking room to room. The famous windows. What's the style? Is a Dutch barn style house, something like that, isn't it? Here we see the family. This is a real crime that happened. Flagpole house looks like eyes and teeth in that dim lighting. Says Joshua. There we go. Is it a flagpole? I don't know. I couldn't make it out. I've probably seen it in the daytime, the full view of it, but not paid any attention. Yes, it looks like a face looking at you, doesn't it? Right. So off we go. Right, so here we go. The police have arrived, and they're bringing out the bodies. They don't actually mention Ronald DeFeo in this, I don't think. They're just that the family's been murdered. I don't think that actually mention the culprit. I don't think they do anyway. They're bringing the family out, and there we go. There we see it's James Tolkien. That I think it is anyway. Let's just double check. I'm sure it's James Tolkien. Yes, it is James Tolkien. Like Jesus, did that guy ever have hair? Obviously, you may know as Strickland in Back to the Future, and he was in Masters of the Universe, and he was everywhere in the 80s, wasn't he? And he was in this as well. So the detective in charge arrives, some sort of sergeant. I don't know what his name is actually, but I'm guessing they've kind of tried to make him like the Lee J. Cobb character in The Exorcist, and not done a very good job. But because he keeps popping up during the film, although he's investigating. Anyway, so there's all like Jesus, and they were all murdered, they're all shot through the back, apart from the mother who was shot in the head. At 3:15, apparently in the book, I'm sure it said they were all lying, so like on the front like that, with a head on the like that. But I don't think it doesn't show. It shows it different in the film. Anyway, right. So let's move on. Right, 1 year later, it's just over a year, isn't it? It's December a year later. It's December 75, I think. The book gives 2 dates actually. The prologue, it said they moved in on the 23rd of December, and then the chapter 1, it says they moved in on the 18th of December. So make your mind up, Jay Hansen. Anyway, maybe they bought the house on the 18th and moved in on the 23rd. I don't know, but whatever. So here they are looking at the house. George and Kathy Lutz. George owns a real estate, not a real estate, what do they call it now? Like a land valuation, like a surveying company, something like that. and he's married Kathy, who's been previously married. She's got 3 kids, so he's inherited 3 kids with her. There's the realtor showing them the house, and they're getting it at a bargain price. I think $80,000. I think in the book it says something like 78,000. I think, does it say? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Is it going to say? There's diagrams in the book of the house. It's not going to say. I'm not going to find it easily. But even for that bargain price, they're going to struggle. They're going to struggle to afford the house. No, I'm not finding it. No, never mind. Anyway, whatever. Even at the bargain price, they're going to struggle to, to pay that. And people have said, they made up these stories to get rid of the house because they found they couldn't afford to keep it. So they just needed to get rid of it, and they made up the stories to try and make a bit of money. But obviously, they didn't make a lot of money, apparently. Anyway, right, so in they go to the house. By the way, I forgot to mention, in the description, I've put links for Grim Life Collective again. They've done filming locations and stuff for this film. So that's fun to watch. Right, so they're looking around the house, and they fall in love with the house straight away. They don't feel anything's weird about it. The realtor has a bit of a turn moment. Well, in a bit, they go looking around, getting various views of the house and the land upon which it sits. There's a boathouse, and there's a tool shed or whatever. There's the famous room at the top of the stairs with the flies, but we don't see them yet. Wasn't Margot Kidder, the late Margot Kidder, wasn't she lovely? She was lovely, lovely eyes. Anyway, but she couldn't stop a pig in a ginnel, as they say. I think she was a horse rider. Quint from Jaws, I'd like to go swimming with her. Anyway, that's enough of that. Right, so anyway, they're falling in love with the house. So, we're also getting, as they're going round, we're getting little views of the crime from a year earlier. Ronald DeFeo going around shooting his family. Of course, famously, he claimed that voices told him to do it, and that it were a demon or whatever. I don't know if is he still alive? I don't know if he is or not. Is he either still alive in prison or he's died? Not that long ago, I'm sure, but I could be wrong. I didn't think to research that. She looks better in this than she did in Superman, says Joshua. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. And it was a year later. To be honest, I never knew what Superman saw in what Clark Kent saw in Lois Lane as Margot Kidder, but never mind. Right, anyway, so this is they're looking at the upstairs. This is where the 2 windows are, and this is going to be the kids' bedroom or whatever, the boys. So we're going to have a look round by themselves. So the realtor says she'll wait in the kitchen, and so they start wondering, come on, move on, you bloody thing. So they're wondering how they're going to afford it, and it's suggested that they'll live on tuna casserole or something. Did he pass away? All right, hang on, let's put that up. For information, DeFeo passed in March, so it wasn't that long ago. Anyway. Right, so where were we? So anyway, the weighing the pros and cons, it is a lot of money for him, even though he does own his own business. Is this going to bloody do anything? There we go. Even though he does own his own business, it's still a lot of money for him to find. So but, they decide to take the plunge. Obviously, that's a big mistake. Um, See, the realtor has a bit of there. She is. The realtor's in the kitchen. And she has a funny feeling and gets out quick. There you go. She's gathering the stuff and getting out. So they buy the house. So next time we see them, they're getting ready, and she's putting I forgot what they call that stuff. Got some in under the stairs. That sticky back plastic stuff that you put on your shelves and that. I forgot what they call it. She's making a mess of it anyway. Um, so they're sorting the boxes out anyway, and having a good old time because they're in their new house with her pigtails in. There you go. Puts a cross up. I think George looks Jewish originally because in this, the kind of is talking to his friend when he punches his friend in the bar. Spoilers for later. His friend says to him, "You changed your religion. You married a woman with 3 kids." And I'm thinking, what is Jewish? Because his looks a Jewish name. It sounds it, doesn't it? Apologies if it ain't, but what is Jewish and he converted to Catholicism when he married Catholic? I don't know. Anyway, puts that nice shiny crucifix. It gets all dirty later on. We will see. The demons or whatever, spoiled it. Anyway, but everything's all hunky dory so far. The kids are playing out by the river, and here comes Father Delaney. In this is Rod Steiger entering the house. When it gets round to showing him, come on, there we go. He enters the house and he's saying, where are you? Hello. But they're all busy. They can't hear him. George and Kathy have gone out to play with the kids round the back. So they didn't hear him arrive. And it's Father Delaney in this. In the book, it was Father Mancuso, but in real life, I've got to look him up because I forgot something Pecoraro, something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, Pecoraro. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But in this film, is Father Delaney, and he's hamming it up like bloody hell. So he goes upstairs. I don't know why he goes into this particular room first. You'd think he'd just start downstairs, wouldn't you? In the main room doing his blessings. But for some reason, he picks this particular room with all the flies in. Goes, but we don't see him yet. So he goes in and gets his. He sees them playing out back, so he decides to just start doing his blessing of the house. He's a family friend of Kathy. So he gets his stuff out there. We see the flies starting to appear, and then he's getting the sweat on, and then they start smelling, and he starts. And then we see more flies. It would have done. So there you go, more flies. So it carries on, but then he starts with his blessing, and they're having fun outside. Oh, and they're on their boat now, heading out. Ready? There we go. And then he's overcome by the stench. I presume it's like I think in the book it might be like a smell of like manure, feces. But anyway, this door swings open. There we go. Door swings open, and then we hear a voice whisper, "Get out!" And he's got all the flies on him. But then it screams at him, "Get out!" In the book, he gets slapped. I think Father Pecoraro in real life actually said he did get slapped, but we don't hear a slap or anything in the film. It tells him to get out, and that's a Virgin Mary statue that we see Kathy painting later on. She paints these things blue. It also reminds me of a thing in the book. At the end of the book, it's not showing the film. They actually get chased out of the house by a huge white demon form thing. But that doesn't happen in this. But that just reminds me of it. And I got the chills as I said that. Anyway, so he legs it, and all the flies are watching him. Look, fly on the wall, eh? So off he goes, gets out, and here we go. Probably throws up in their drive. It does, and they don't find it. So maybe because it's maybe gets covered by the winter leaves. He throws up out there and then drives off. Um, we don't have a scene where they say, "Who's thrown up on his drive?" And where the hell's Father Delaney? He was supposed to come today. They should have checked the puke for DNA. But anyway, right. So presume this is the first night or whatever. All the kids are exhausted because they've had a busy day. That's I think she's called Amy in this. In the book, she's called Missy. Does it say? Does it say? Yeah, Amy. But in the book, she's Missy. I think she's called Melissa. I think I could be wrong. Anyway, right. So all the kids. Well, she's tuckered out, and she he puts her to bed. Is this where we first? No, it isn't. I'm going to say. I thought this might be when we first saw the rocking chair. Maybe it is. Let's have a look. We'll do it. Might be later. It might be later. Come on, you're going to bloody skip or what? No, for Christ's sake. Technology, eh? Anyway, Father Delaney tries to phone. He's got back to his chambers, or whatever they call them. And he tries to phone Kathy, but they just get static, and they can't hear each other. So hangs up, and then I think something happens to his hand here. He gets like blisters on his hands. We see him washing them in the sink, and we see these blisters on his hands. A minute, we would have done. Oh, for Christ's sake! Never mind. We do anyway. There they are. Look there. You can just see him there. He's got these blisters on his hands. The forces of darkness are telling him in no uncertain terms, don't go to the Lutz house. George comes down, asks her on the phone. She says, "Oh, I don't know, we're just static." So this is when he starts moaning. He's starting to be affected by the house almost immediately now. Is George? He starts moaning about cost, and probably a collect call from Singapore or somewhere. I can't remember where they said. But he starts moaning about things, and he looks tired and sick, and it's the house affecting him. And he's cold. He gets cold all the time. And then, Honeywell, a Honeywell central heating system. I used to work at a computer place that had a big Honeywell mainframe computer, and I remember being told that Honeywell were famous for two things: central heating and mainframe computers. Yes, we had the Honeywell DPS-8 mainframe computer. Took up an entire room, £1 million worth of computer with the big tape drives and stuff. Anyway, but that was many years ago. Anyway, as we can see, it's not particularly cold. It just feels cold. Phone receiver got superheated, I guess. Well, I don't know. I just saw it as it was just being affected by, the demonic forces. And because we see it, we see other people being affected as well, don't we? With like blisters and stuff, and horrible stuff happening, boils. Right, so going down to the cellar, I presume to check the boiler or whatever. And then I think he's one of the lads. I don't know the names of the lads. I can't remember. He comes falling down the steps. Here he comes. You ready? Come on, off it. Come falling down the steps. What? He's not doing it, is he? Here he comes. Go on. There we go. Look, just throws himself down the steps, smashes the light bulb as he goes. Brat. Anyway, helps him to his feet, takes him back upstairs. Here we see Margot practicing ballet moves, I presume. There you go. Look. See a bit of boob as well, but thankfully we missed that. YouTuber played pop with us. There she is, looking very nice with the lovely big eyes and flower in her hair. And he's saying, you know, he can't believe he's married her and all that stuff. And they're showing how in love they are. Right. So they're going to have a night of passion by the look of it. Here we go. Go on, get on with it. Uh, that's just showing how much in love they are. And go on, again. Oh, and interrupted by the kids, obviously. I think this film inspired Spielberg for the Poltergeist because it's so in a ways it's beat for beat, isn't it? Poltergeist. It came out 3 years before. Anyway, so take Missy back to bed. This could be where we see the rocking chair moving. Here we go. As she goes out, why is it playing it? Why is it playing in slow motion? Why is it playing in slow motion? We got it on. I'm sorry about that. It doesn't have a thing, does it, for slow motion? Not that I can see, anyway. It just seems to be playing in slow motion. I don't know why. I don't know why. Video frame, that's that. Pan and scan. Just playing, yeah. It just though seems to be playing in slow motion. I don't know why. Not that it matters. Doesn't it? Seems to be slow, doesn't it? Anyway, as she turns the light off, we see the rocking chair start to rock. In a minute. Hang on. Joshua's noticed something. Those mirrors with the gold filigree in them. Phew, yeah, very bit ostentatious. Well, it is supposed to be a posh house, isn't it? But the DeFeo's rich. I don't know. Probably. Right, come on. No, press it wrong button again. There we go. There it goes. There the rocking chair starts going. That's Jodie in the rocking chair. Jodie in the rocking chair. Who we learn is a pig in this. In the Ryan Reynolds version, it was just a little girl. In this, it's a pig. And in the book, it was a pig. It wants Margot walking on screen as long as possible. Yes, it probably does. Yeah, yeah. I don't know why it's doing that in slow motion. It's weird. Let's have another look. Don't understand. Because there isn't like a slow motion option. I don't know why it's doing it. Maybe it's just my computer being stupid as usual. I've probably pressed the wrong button, knowing me. Probably pressed the wrong button. Anyway, let's move on. All right. Looking a bit sad. There we go. 3:15. George wakes up, pulls on his jeans. Wish my jeans fit me as well as his jeans fit him. He's going around checking on the kids and stuff. I think he notices a door's open. I think the boathouse or the tool shed or whatever. I can't remember. But he goes to check it out. Checks on the dog, Harry. So he goes to check on the stuff. Everything's okay. So he comes back, ties Harry back up. And he's sitting, I think he's having a cigarette, I think. But he's just having a sit. Doesn't go back to bed. Right, chopping wood now. Does a lot of this in this film, chopping wood. He thinks he's Captain America. But anyway, Kathy arrives with, I think, with some groceries. Here we are. Dropping them and admonishing George for not helping. He's busy chopping wood. Going all Jack Nicholson in The Shining, maybe. But he doesn't. He doesn't. I was watching this just now, so I'm a bit late. Because I've been watching it, and my son came down and he showed him with the axe later on. And says, he didn't want, you know, he wasn't going to chop them up. What he dad? They said no, he don't actually, but because he resists, doesn't he? I think the house wants him to kill his family, but he doesn't. Anyway, so they're having one of their tiffs about something, and then I think she senses something, like gets the smell of perfume or something like that. I suspect that might be supposed to be the DeFeo mother, maybe, I don't know, but it's the spirits in the house. Anyway, Missy, oh sorry, Amy keeps talking about Jodie. You know, I think it's just an imaginary friend. So the ignore that. This is Father Delaney. So he's still got his blisters and still can't get through to him. This is Father. Well, I forgot his name. Hang on, I've forgotten his name. Father Bolan. Father Bolan. I wonder if I pressed a slow. Is there a? Ah, right. Yes, I think I pressed. There's a slow motion shortcut, and I pressed that by accident because I'm a ham-fisted frigger and I'm bloody mashing the keys, you know, with my bloody fat fingers, and I pressed the wrong, hit the wrong one, and obviously control and down is slow. Anyway, so it wasn't the computer, it was me being an idiot. Anyway, she's asking about Father Delaney. I think it does say that. I think it's sure Father Delaney set off, but you know why he never arrived. So he's going to check on Father Delaney. Apparently, he's a Vietnam vet in this. Is Father Bolan, and Father Delaney's helped him. You know, when he's come back after all the things he's seen. So good. Then this is Aunt Helena. I think it's Aunt Helena. I forgot to keep checking on these. Yes, Aunt Helena, who you can see is a nun. Here she comes. She's bringing a housewarming gift. And come on, then. There we go. So she's knocking on the door. Meanwhile, they're having problems with their toilets. All the toilets are filling up with this black goo, like oily black goo. They don't know why. But the water from the taps is fine, but the toilets are filling up with that stuff. So they're going anyway. The boys are sent to let Aunt Helena in, and then she always pinches me cheeks. Anyway, so they go and let her in, and she pinches the cheeks, and so says, go and get your mother for me. So while she's waiting, she starts sensing that there's something wrong with the house. By the way, I'll just check and make sure we're still going. Yes, we're still fine. We're still fine. And we're still going on a Rumble. No chats there yet, and no chats in the Twitch stream either. Right. Just thought I'd better check. Right. Where were we? Yeah, she's getting a weird feeling about the house. Is it because she's a nun? Or is she psychic? Or what? I don't know. But something she doesn't like. Or maybe they're just the evil forces in the house are just ganging up on her. So she feels ill. She drops the plant. Kathy comes in and she says, "Oh, I've got to go. Don't feel well." And Kathy's saying, "No, stay. I've got you the tea that you like." He says, "No, I've got to go." So she runs out, and Aunt Helena, she has the manners not to throw up on their drive. She waits until she gets down the road, as we will see. Gets in, sets off, don't put a seatbelt on. There we go. She gets out, makes an amazing noise as she throws up. She goes, "Rah!" as she's hanging out the car, throwing up. But anyway, so she's not well. We do see her again later. Right, this is Kathy with the lovely eyes. I'm transfixed by Margot Kidder's eyes. Anyway, she's painting that Virgin Mary statue with a bow in her hair this time. George is cold. He's putting more wood on the fire. He can't get warm. He's getting all his hair's all getting all shaggy and stuff. She tells him that, says your hair needs cutting. There you go. That's telling him that. It's a bit offhand. Don't know what's happening here. Oh, yes. He can't perform. He's having problems performing with their, marital commitments. Says, I'm sorry. So it's obviously the house. This is long before, certain little blue pills were invented. But it's fine. It happens to everybody. Views of the house. I think we see a. Or was that later? Was this? No. Yes, it was this. Right. We see a door open by itself. There it is. Just opened by itself. And then Kathy sits up in bed and says, "She was shot in the head." Shouts, screams it out. As we'll see in a minute. It's gone past that. Anyway, she screams that and lies back down. Geordie's like, "What the?" And then we cut to her, for some reason, a weird red, a red filter over the house. Don't know why, but they've decided on that. Right. Father Delaney and Father Bolan. They're trying to get back to the house. Father Delaney wants to, get back to the house and check on Kathy and George and the kids. So Father Bolan's driving him there. He's still ill. But the car goes haywire. Here we go. I think like the accelerator gets jammed down and the brakes don't work and all that. So, and then go on the hood. We call it a bonnet, but the hood flies up, so they can't see where they're going. And luckily, they don't die. They just crash into a sign, and they're fine. But it's another example of the forces of evil stopping the good guys from helping. And Father Delaney sees there's a fly on the windscreen. Remember, this is in December. There shouldn't be any flies. This is in December. In winter. Right, what's happening next? Oh, yes, the wedding. Yes, this next. Kathy's brother Jimmy is getting married to some unnamed woman. In the script, she's just called Bride, so I don't know her name. But he's getting married. So the lads are putting tin cans on the car and all that as Harry watches. So we cut to Jimmy counting, and he's counting the catering money, $1,500, counting it and recounting it. And there's Kathy looking all proud at her little brother. And not 2 minutes since you were a kid, and now you're getting married. What's Joshua saying? Fly on the Windscreen is a great Depeche Mode song. I'll take your word for that because I don't like Depeche Mode. So there. Was it about this film? Probably not. Anyway, he's been counting his money. So he puts it away. We see him put it in his inside pocket on his jacket, and then in a minute it vanishes. It's nowhere to be seen. I think this does happen in the book as well. I think. I don't think the money ever reappears. I don't think. I can't remember. Anyway, George is there looking not very well and cold still. And this is where Jimmy finds that his money's gone. We'd just seen him put it in his coat, but it's not there anymore. So they start looking around for it. Looking on the floor and under the cushions and stuff. But it's just not there anymore. So they've got to go anyway. George says, "Well, I'll pay the fella by check, even though he wanted cash." Did the caterer? He said, "Well, I'll pay him a check. It'll be all right. We'll sort it out." So there we go. Right, we're here with the babysitter with her huge braces. Yeah, look. In the Ryan Reynolds version, the 2006 version, we get a much better babysitter. That's by the by. So here she is. I don't know the character's name. I can't remember. Does it say? Does it say? It could be Jackie. Could be Jackie, but I don't know. I don't know. Does it say babysitter or no? I don't know. I can't remember. Not to worry. Doesn't really matter. Right. So she's looking after the kids while the adults are at the wedding. Ooh, hang on. There we go. And I just noticed she's got crosses in her ears. That's probably why the forces of darkness are going to zero in on her any minute now. But anyway, so she's seen to the kiddie winks, and then she goes into the closet, and the door shuts behind her. She can't get out. Um, so she's hammering on the door and calling out for help. And Amy's just sitting there. I think the rocking chair's going backwards and forwards, and she's like ignoring the babysitter's cries. And then the light goes out. She screams, and by the way, there's all blood on the inside of the door where she's been hammering. Anyway, at the wedding, we're all having a good time. We meet Aunt Helena again. There you go. She apologises for running out on her, but she didn't feel well and all that. Now we see George. He's not feeling well either. This is the caterer, and George telling him, "I'll give you a check." And the caterer saying, "No, I want cash." And he said, "No, I'll give you a goddamn check." All aggressive. I said, "Okay, fair enough." But we learned that the check actually bounces, and he complains. He says, checks bounce, checks get cancelled. That's why I like cash. And we learn later on that his check actually does bounce. Anyway, Mary is actually looks like he did in Capricorn 1, after being out in the desert for like half an hour. He looked like that, didn't he? Of course, he's a man's man, is James Brolin, and he grows a beard in about 20 minutes. So he pays the check gives the check to the caterer, and then what? He decides they're going to go home. They're going to go home. Says, "Let's get the kids and get out of here. I'm not feeling well." So they do that. They get home, and they free the babysitter out of the closet. There you go. There you go. Let me out. We're hammering. So they're angry with Amy for not letting her out. The deal with the babysitter anyway. Take her home or whatever. Maybe. Oh, there you see the blood on the inside of the closet door. Then said, "Why didn't you let her out?" Then I think she says something like, "Jodie wouldn't let me," or whatever. George is having another look for that money. We don't find it. I've got it in my head that they do find it in the book, but I could be wrong. As I said, how old were I when I read the book? I've only read it once. I think 15, when I read the book, so that's 40 years ago. Anyway. There's the tiger, lion, whatever, a lion into Oriental lion thing. We say Oriental, whatever. A Chinese lion that bites him later on. That happens in the book. I remember that in the book. There we go. Right, what's happening now? Father Delaney. I keep wanting to call him Mancuso. Could be a dog. Ottokar says. Hello, Ottokar. Welcome to the show. I think it's supposed to be a lion, isn't it? I think. Where are we now? Father Delaney. I think he's gone to see Murray Hamilton. Murray Hamilton's like, I don't know, the what they call him. It's like a higher rank priest. What do they call him now? Anyway, one of them. That's Father Nunzio, I think his name is. Father Murray. That's not Murray Hamilton, by the way. Murray Hamilton plays Father Ryan. What's happened there? Why has that gone off full screen? Unbelievable. Cursed. He's wanting help from higher up. I think he's asking Father Nunzio. I think that's his name. Cardinal. That's what I'm thinking of. But it might not be. I don't know. Or a bishop. Yeah, whatever. One of those. One of those. There we go. There's Murray Hamilton. It's basically playing the same character he did in Jaws. He's wanting help. There we go. His Father Delaney, and get my favourite line of the film, just where he goes, "Who the hell do you think you are?" So have a big blazing row. Father Delaney saying, "There's something evil in that house. I've got to save this family," and they don't believe him, just like he didn't believe there was a shark in Jaws. He never learns, does he? Anyway, so that comes to naught. The church isn't going to help the Lutzes. Basically, that's what it boils down to. Um, so he's got to. He was praying. He's hamming it up like mad. Is Rod Steiger in this? Apparently, he'd been ill, and this was like a comeback film for him. And he does ham it up a bit. Look, he's even crying now. Look, it does a bit more overacting shortly in church. But he's not going to get any help, so that's the upshot of it. There's George chopping more wood. Right, this is his friend and workmate. I'm gonna have to check this name as well because I can't bloody remember. Hey, Jeff, I think this is Jeff. Yeah, it is. This is. It sounds right. Yeah, Jeff. Jeff and Carolyn. Carolyn's played by Helen Shaver. For some reason, that name rings a bell, and I don't know why. I've probably seen it in something, but I don't know. In the 70s, what would give you a bigger power trip, dressing as a policeman or a priest? I don't know. I don't know. Because they both had power, didn't they, back then? Well, respect. I think respect's the word, didn't they? Both had respect back then. Whether, deserved or not, but they did generally. Anyway, Jeff's arrived with Carolyn. Carolyn's some sort of weird psychic woman, Jeff's girlfriend. But Jeff's arrived with the payroll that needs signing, the checks need signing for the workplace that George owns. He's also brought a lamp for his boat. She doesn't like the house. She says there's something weird about it. She's going to wait in the car. George is sharpening his axe. Jeff's telling him, the company's going down the pan, basically. He hasn't been in for days. They've only been in the house a couple of weeks, but obviously Jeff can't run the business. But he's brought these payroll checks for him to sign. So anyway, go and deal with that in the boathouse as they're not filming, fitting the lamp for his boat. Amy, I keep wanting to call her Missy. Amy's playing with her dolls, and the boys are teasing her with a spider on her fishing line. And then we're going to see one of the lads. Don't ask me which one it is. I've no idea. Fool lion, Joshua says. Is that the lion that we saw? All right. Fair enough. I'll take your word for it. I've no idea. Anyway, we see this lad here with the fishing line. We see him with his hand. There we go. Hand on the window sill. You see that, you think immediately, that's not going to end well, is it? Yeah. There we go. The window comes down on his fingers, bit of blood. There we go. They can't get it. They can't get him out. See, the men run up and they can't get it. It says it's like it's nailed down, and eventually they do obviously get him out and they take him to hospital. I think this is their car. I think with the Virgin Mary on. When I see that, I always think of Airplane with the Virgin Mary on the dashboard of the plane that like covers its eyes up, or her eyes up. Anyway, they've taken him to hospital, and there we go. He's got his hand bandaged, but apparently no bones broken, so he's fine. No bones broken. And Kathy wants to talk about it in the middle of the night. But George is pretending to be asleep. It's 3:15 again, and Joshua's saying things. Had another thought about the 2006 version, perhaps do double features to cover both when there's a remake available. Yeah, but I didn't like the 2006 one, apart from the babysitter. But anyway, it's a thought. It's a thought. I could do that, couldn't I? We could have that. I've done the Fly. I can't remember. I could do like the original Fly and the new. Oh, I did the Fly and the Fly too. I think, didn't I? As a double bill. I think. I can't actually remember. What are we on now? We're on number 37, aren't we? I've forgotten what I've done. But yeah, it's a thought. It's a thought. Yes, I might do that at some point. Do if it's a good remake. Anyway, where were we? 3:15. George is getting up. Here he goes. Can't remember why this time. I've forgotten. In the book, he kept hearing music and stuff from downstairs, and he'd go down, and all the furniture had been moved to the edge, and the carpet had been rolled up and stuff. And it was described as though a marching band had been practicing, um, and he kept having to put it all back. And it did that loads of times in the book, but I think it just happens once in this film. Anyway, oh, there we go. He goes to the room, the fly room, and the flies are there. Speaking of the fly, the Jeff Goldblum room. He sees the flies and thinks, "Blooming Hummer, there's loads of flies there in his undies." So he's packing heat. Is James? I nearly said Josh then. There we go. And this is I think that's the cellar door opening. But it just opens. But later on, we see that it's been smashed open for somehow, but we don't see that happening. But we see the front door smashing off in a minute. There it goes. That happens in the book. Remember that happening. The front door smashes from the inside. So they think, crikey, what's happening? They go down, he stood there in his underplugs. And the blooming doors come off. I think they try and explain it in the book as like maybe there's some weird vacuum thing happened in the house and it forced the door off or something like that. But I don't know what's happening. He goes back up to the room, the flies have gone. There we go. So the police come. Here they are. Because they think maybe somebody's broken in and started smashing the house up. There's that detective. He has a look around. No broken windows. Taking statements. Looks at George, and you can tell that he looks familiar, does George? And we learned that he looks almost exactly like Ronald DeFeo. And George did look a bit like Ronald DeFeo, which was kind of spooky. I think they go check the basement now. Looks at the bit. Oh, I might be in a minute. Oh, there we go. He looks at the basement door. We can see there it's like broken. Is the door jam? But we didn't see that happen. We just saw the door open earlier on. But never mind. So they go down. George is thinking that somebody's broken through the basement and gone up, broke the basement door, and then broken the front door as they're running out. Like it's a weird cartoon. But anyway, there's Harry scratching at something on the wall. And they're like, the fake looking wall. There's the detective noting that no windows are broken. There's no signs of entry. So it's a mystery, basically, as to what's happened. So they go back out. They don't know what's going on. So they're just going to have the door put back on. She's there playing with is that a wedding ring? I don't know why she's taking that on and off. Maybe she's having doubts about their relationship. So George goes and sits on the front porch, and she comes out to sit with him. They don't know what to do. What's going on in our house? Oh, the detective tells them that somebody's going to be watching the house, and it turns out it's going to be him, pretty much. He's going to be watching the house from now on. There he is. Oh, there we go. 12th day, Friday. This is Missy and Kathy. There we are. Kath, Miss, not Missy. Amy's telling her all about Jodie, and that Jodie's told her about the little boy that used to sleep in her room before he died. So that freaked Kathy out a bit. George is going for a ride in his motorbike with his tiny dog on the saddle. It ain't, I know. It's a perspective thing. On his Yamaha. But off he goes. No helmet on, no safety. People driving about with no seatbelts on. He's riding about with no helmet on. I don't know what you like. Anyway, so what's happening here? He's gone to the town hall for some reason, and I don't know why. But maybe to get some plans. I can't actually remember. And then he goes to a bookshop, and he gets some books. He steals a book. I can't actually remember. I wonder if I got called away on this bit and I forgot to pause it. I can't actually remember what bloody happened here. Hey. By the way, let's go back again. I think it's supposed to be a clue as to what's going on. I think the story was that the house, not just that house, but the area, were like supposedly, Native American burial grounds. And he was seeing like arrowheads and stuff like that. I think that's supposed to be a clue. Oh, and then we go up there. Look, there's Native American up there. Look. So I think that's supposed to be a clue as to what's going on. Right, where are we? There's Rod Stargate, still not being well. She's phoning him, is Kathy, and he won't answer the phone. Refuses to answer the phone. But when he does pick it up, he does pick it up eventually. It's just beep 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 noise. There we go. There's nobody there. She's freaking out, is Kathy. I think that's when she has another feeling that something's happening. Who's this fella? I think this is a fella from work. I can't actually remember. I might have to. I can't remember. I must have got called away when this bit were on, and I forgot to pause it. And I can't remember what he's doing. I think he's saying he works for George, but I can't remember. But I think he gives her a scare, but I can't actually remember what happens. And then the phone rang, I think, but nothing happened. And then he's gone. Hey, George is in the bar, the Witch's Brew bar. The bartender tells him that he looks just like Ronald DeFeo, but Jeff comes in and he starts admonishing George about the company's going down the pan. This way he goes on about him changing his religion and marrying a woman with 3 kids, and George smacks him, gives him a punch to the face. I won't mess with somebody that looks like James Brolin, to be honest, but there he is, knocked him down. He helps him up. He apologises. Right, what's happening now? All right, yes. Kathy goes into Amy's room, and we saw the rocking chair were going. Then it stopped, and Amy says, "You're scared off Jodie." There we go. Never talk about Jodie. What's happening there? All right, then she looks out the window, sees the eyes, and the music, music's doing all that. The red eyes out the window. That's a famous part of the book. People tried to explain it away as a cat. They're a local cat that used to go around looking in people's windows. That's how they tried to explain it away. Anyway, who's this? Somebody reading about that. That's a werewolf thing, isn't it? It's like in the Howling where they're looking at that book. Warlocks, werewolves, and demons. Is this Jeff? Yes, Jeff and Caroline. What's that one say? The torments of hell. That's what she's looking at. Obviously, she's into that stuff. She's giving him advice over what to do. think she said that they've got to go around and bless the house and stuff like that with the crucifix, and I think that's what they do. Goes home. Um, they gone with him. Uh, what's happening here now? Yes, they go down. Yes, she starts smashing the wall with a pickaxe thing. She can sense, the dog obviously can sense that there's something going on. I'm sure in the book it wasn't like behind a stone wall. I thought it was just like a wooden. There's a red room behind that wall, and I'm sure in the book it was just like just another like just wooden paneling that just led to this red room. But in this, it's like a stone thing to make it look ancient, I suppose. Anyway, she picks up a pickaxe and starts hacking away, and he's like, "Stop it!" There we go. But George comes down and says, "What are you doing?" But he can feel, air through the gaps in the stone. So he finishes it off. He starts smashing away at it, and this is where we find the red room. And then he sees himself in a minute. When he looks in, there you go. He sees himself, or is it Ronald DeFeo, whatever? He sees, his image. He's like, "What the?" There we go. Did she see it as well? Don't know. Get the impression she did. But then something possesses her, and she starts talking as though she's, she's got a weird voice, and she's talking. It's the gates of hell sort of thing. Or it's a well that's that leads to hell. Meanwhile, Father Delane is freaking out. The phone's ringing. Uh, he's looking at the red room. They want to get out. I think this is where she gets blisters on herself. I think is it this bit? Maybe not. Oh, this is where they're going round and they're going to bless the house. They get the crucifix, I think. You see, it's upside down and it's turned black as the crucifix. So it gives it a clean. Is this supposed to be the forces of darkness have spoiled it? They've made it horrible. Let's just make sure we're still going. By the way, yeah, we're going there. No chats there. No chats there. Right, okie dokie. Right, off we go. So it gives it a clean, gives it a buff, and they go around the house, blessing the house themselves. They've better luck with it than Rod Steiger did. There's the detective watching them. So they're going round, but it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any difference. There we go. Something happens with the crucifix, and it like pulls itself out of his hand or whatever. In a minute, there you go. That's a weird thing. Right, and this is where she gets the blisters. She looks at her hand. She picks up the crucifix. That's it. That's I remember now. And she has all blisters and boils and stuff all over her hands and face. So she freaks out over that. Right, so another bit where Father Delane is going to have an attack of overacting. They're in church. Father Boland's kind of saying that it's all psychological what's going on. It's not really evil forces. That's what he talks about his time in Vietnam and stuff. He's seen real fear and all that. But anyway, Father Delaney is saying no, that family's in danger. They need help. So he's doing his mass or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm not a Catholic. He's doing this. And he starts freaking out because he sees one of the little statue things starting to break. And so he starts shouting, "Oh, God help them! Oh, God! Oh," he's proper overacting. Oh my God, Jesus Christ, and all that is really, really going for it. There you go. It's starting to break. Is the statue? And if he'd kept his glasses on, it'd have probably been fine. But we get the impression he takes his glasses off, and some of the stuff comes in his eyes, or you get that impression. It falls in his eyes, and he can't see. He's still shouting and bawling. Then see him next. He's saying that. There we go. He's saying, "I'm, I can't see. I'm blind." Uh, and then we see the statue's back to normal. So put it all in his head, probably. Right. Back with George is probably 3:15. This could be the bit where he's hearing the marching band downstairs. In this, it's like you just hear like drums, like in Aliens when they're doing the dropship scene. You just hear drums like that. But when I read the book, I got the impression it were like a marching band, like you get with majorettes and stuff like. I'm getting that sort of impression, but in the film, it's just like you're just hearing drums. Anyway, it goes down, and it's where he trips over the lion, whatever it is, tiger, lion, dog, trips over that, and then later on he's got teeth marks in his ankle. That's in the book. I remember that. Don't know what he sees there. I can't remember, but there we go. All the carpets rolled back, and the furniture's all moved to the middle of the room. So he's dealing with that. Kathy has a dream that she sees George killing the kids with an axe. It was just a dream. It was just a dream. Another reddish shot and a bit of blue. I suppose it's done like that to give you a sense of unease and that everything's not quite right. I don't know. All right, George is asleep and he wakes up, says, "I'm coming apart." That happens in the book. I remember that bit. Kathy runs down and he says, "Oh, sorry, I'm having a nightmare." And he's not looking good, is he? Could do with a change of clothes. But anyway. This is where they find his saying he's cold again. It's where they see the bite marks on his ankle. And then the cat is there we go. And they turn on each other. And there we go. She calls him a bastard, you bastard, and all that. So he clouts her. He gives her a right knock, and they must apologise. Oh, let me see the basketball playing nun. In a minute. I presume he apologises. I don't think we actually see him apologise. But the makeup. There we go. Basketball playing nun. There we go. Is it in? Oh, hey. Nuns can't jump. And all that. Oh dear. All right, Kathy has gone to see Father Delaney, but somebody's pointed her towards Father Bolan, who's mending this car. And she says, "Somebody said you could tell me, where I could find Father Delaney." And he says, "Father Delaney's on vacation, or he's been sent on vacation, because of he's tired and all that." And he can't see. He can't go see Father Delaney, basically. A drink of water. Hey. So she's not happy. Father Delaney hasn't gone on vacation, by the way, but he's kind of taken a turn for the worst. But he's not dead. I don't think that happened in real life. I think he was fine. That's the. There you go. You see, man, he's going to sit down now. That's the detective walking about. As I said, I think they're trying to fashion him after the Lee Jacob detective in The Exorcist, who played by George C. Scott in Exorcist 3. Anyway, he's basically following Father Bolan. So Father Bolan goes back to the rectory, whatever they call it, gets changed into his priest clothes, and goes off to this location here, which we see in the Grim Life Collective filming locations. They visit this place. Has gone to see Father Delaney, who's not looking well. Well, he's just basically he looks, he's non-responsive. Just sitting on a bench, not doing anything, not reacting to anything Father Boland says. So Father Boland just leaves him. So he thinks, "Sod you, I'm going." Walks off. Just leaves him in that idyllic setting. And, there you go. The detective. Does he have a name? Let's check. Sergeant. Oh, John Frido, played by Val Avery. He says, "Can I ask you some questions?" And he asks him about Father Delaney, and he says, "Well, there's nothing to say really," and they'll leave it at that. Oh, right. The end of that scene. Bit of a waste of time. Never mind. He says, "Father Delaney is my friend, and what I want to know what's going on." So and there's nothing going on. The end. Doesn't press him. Doesn't press him at all. Anyway. Right. Right. Kathy's gone to the newspaper place. She wants to look at some microfiches. Remember them? Look some old newspaper clippings. You may recognise this fella. We saw him a couple of weeks ago in The Thing. Is the first fella that gets turned into the Thing in The Thing. There we go. So she's looking up, I think stuff about the DeFeo murder and all that. There we go. Oh, that's supposed to be a photo of Ronald DeFeo. Obviously, it's James Brolin. But there you go. Voices made me do it. Meanwhile, George, where is he? There you go. He's still sharpening his axe. He likes sharpening his axe. Sorry, Otticar. I didn't notice that there. What's that? Looks like American frost from that angle. What does? I don't know. What's American frost? Is that? I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm a thicko. You'll have to explain. Anyway. Right, sharpening his axe. And what's going on here? That's Amy. Oh, it's where Amy. Is this where she draws? There we go. There it is. That's Jodie. She draws Jodie, doesn't she? Which she did in real life. It's probably in the book. Let's have a look, see if we can find it. The drawing of Jodie. I think it's in the book. I'm sure I've seen it. Or it might be something else. No, it's not in there. I thought I'd seen it. Must have seen it in something else. No, the only drawings in the book are the diagrams of the house. I thought I'd seen the sketch of Jodie that Missy did. There we go. There we go. I knew I'd seen it. That's the actual. Can you see it? Hang on. Make myself big. There we go. That's the sketch that Missy did of Jodie running through the snow. Apparently, that's what that represents. I presume that that's this here. Hang on, let me go back. I presume that's a representation of what we've just seen. Right. Oh, she's right in there, Jodie. Right. Harry's still interested with that red room for some reason. Kathy's on the way home. Oh, she's found out about the detective earlier. Oh, right. You mean? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean now. Yeah, Detective Jack Frost, or Inspector Jack Frost. Yeah. Yes, I know what you mean now. Yeah. Yes, he does, doesn't he, with his hat and stuff. Yeah. I know what you mean now. I know what you mean. They're cool. They're cool. You think they'd be really like basically it's like the Frost is like the British version of Columbo, isn't he? Yeah, they're good. David Jason, great actor. Anyway, Kathy's found something out. She's found out about Ronald DeFeo and all that. That he looks just like George and all that stuff. So she's rushing home. Here we see stuff's going on at the house now. It's coming to a head. last night. She gets home. She goes in. George is. It's like a stormy night, and George is tying up his boat. Um, oh, this is where he sees Jodie now. This is where he sees Jodie. The famous scene. He looks up into the. There we go. Into the bedroom window, and we see the pig with the red eyes. They could have done a bit better than that. It's just a pig in it. I thought they'd like made like a pig mask or something, or made something look a bit like a demonic pig. So just having a pig with red eyes. But it's right. It's right. And it disappeared now. So he goes running upstairs to get the pig with his axe, but he sees. I think he finds. Um, oh, he gets locked in the room, by the way. But then Kathy appears, and I'm sorry, I've gone too far. And there you go. She appears, but she's gone all old and wrinkled. So George decides to kill her instead. Swings his axe, and luckily misses. There we go. And he says, "Oh my God!" So this like brings him to his senses. So they decide they've got to get out of the house. Then the walls start bleeding, just like in Ghostbusters. I'm sure I think in the book it was like green goo coming out of the walls, not blood. I think, but I could be wrong. And this is where I think in the book where they get chased out by the big white demonic thing with horns and stuff. That doesn't happen in this. So anyway, so they get out of the house, the kids and them. See another thing that Steven Spielberg nicked. Look, tree coming through the window. Tell you. Well, we did poltergeist to the way, didn't we? Anyway, so they gather up the kids, get out to the car, go past all the bleeding walls. One of the kids falls over, obviously. They get in the that's a van in it more than a car. They're in the van. She's got the keys, remember? Because there's a big thing, where's the keys? Where's the keys? Oh, whatever. But she's got them. Then Amy says, "Where's Harry? They've forgotten about the dog." Yes, Evil Dead as well. Yes, Ottercar saying Evil Dead 2 with the tree coming through the window. But I mentioned Poltergeist because we did it, didn't we, to the week? To go back for Harry. Off he goes. That's what they're saying. Want Harry? They've driven away. It's sod Harry. But he stops and he goes back for Harry. Oh, pardon me. I think Harry's down in the cellar, I think. Where I don't actually know where he is. But anyway, as he's going down to check the cellar, thinking that's where Harry is, he falls into the well of whatever. Whatever it's called, the Hell's Well, the Hell Mouth. He falls into that anyway. Here we go, and he starts climbing out, and Harry sort of like attacks him and starts growling because he's covered in all the demonic goo. I presume that's what it is. Is it the same stuff that were coming out of the toilets? Could be, don't know. But Harry soon realizes it's not a demon coming out of hell. It's James Brolin. So he helps him. He pulls him out. Does the dog? Good dog. James Brolin takes off his top, and then he's like super clean in like 2 seconds, as we'll see. Minute. He smashes a window to get out. The door's all shut, and he can't get out. So he smashes a window and carries the dog out. And as we see in there, look, perfectly clean. I know it's raining, but bloody hell, it's not raining that much. It wouldn't get you that clean, would it? It's only a film. So they drive away, and that's it. The end of the film. They drive away, and they don't go back. And then we get a card. It says, "There we go. George and Kathleen Lutz and their family never reclaimed their house or their personal belongings. Today they live in another state." This was in 1979. There we go. No, apparently they never went back. I don't know if they ever went back, but the house was sold, wasn't it, shortly afterwards, and that's the end of the film. That's the end of the film. Then there's just credits. Yeah, just credits then. There's no end scene. There's nothing leading up to a sequel. Although the next film were a prequel, wasn't it? Right. So we'll leave it there. Leave that there. Get rid of that. Oh, by the way, yes. Hang on. Where is it? This is the only reason to watch the sequel, not sequel, the remake, the 2006 remake. Hang on, I've pressed the wrong button. Hang on, there we go. Rachel Nichols as the babysitter. Best part of the film. I know, I'm a dirty old man. What can I say? Right. Yeah. So yeah, that was the end of that film. They did another. They did the prequel. There we go. The prequel was cringe. The brother sister relationship. I say it's a long time since I've seen it. Amityville 2: The Possession. But that was loosely based on the DeFeo murders, wasn't it? But I remember thinking it were okay. It wasn't too bad. A lot of people like it more than this one, to be honest. Because this is a bit of a divisive film, is Amityville Horror. A lot of people don't think it were very good, and I think it was critically panned at the time. But over the years, it's become a bit of a classic. But I've always liked it. But that's it. The prequel, Amityville 2: The Possession. I thought it were all right, but I didn't like it as much as the first one. And Amityville 3, was that the one with Meg Ryan in it? Is it? Hang on, I better check. Let's have a look. Sequels. Where does it say? Does it say Amityville 3D? Let's have a look. Is it the one with Meg Ryan in? Candy Clark? Maybe not Meg Ryan. I could have swore it had Meg Ryan in it. Yes, it does have Meg Ryan in it. Yes, it was. But Candy Clark was more famous at the time. Yes, and there were some others as well, weren't there? What others were there? There were Amityville Dollhouse and all that, weren't there? And there were a few Amityville films that were, pretty much rubbish, to be honest. Hang on, where are we? There we go. The Amityville 2, though, but yeah, there was an incesty bit, wasn't there, with the brother and sister. But he was being possessed, wasn't he? And he went all weird faced, didn't he, at the end? Otakar says psychological horrors with a build of tension are scarier than gore fest to me. Yeah, that's why I like stuff like Insidious and films like that, which we did a while ago. A bit like Japanese horrors. Yes, like I say, The Grudge, and Ring and stuff like that. I like things like that. Bit of J horror. Yeah. But there we go. That's Amityville, the Amityville Horror. As I said, it was remade in 2006 with Ryan Reynolds and Melissa George. Whatever happened to her? She was everywhere for a while, wasn't she, Melissa George? You don't see her now. But Rachel Nichols as well. Show her again. There she is. Anyway, because I did Rachel Nichols, but I did at Christmas. Appointment with Fear was P2, starring her, Rachel Nichols, which is a good film. But anyway, whatever. Right, so that's it for Amityville Horror. But it's a good film. Not very much like what really happened. I mean, the book apparently is not very much like what really happened, but it's a good book. I got the second book as well, which were really thick. But I don't think that had any. It was supposed to be about what happened afterwards, and they came to England and stuff, and did all this weird stuff happened in the church, and all things were going on. But I don't think that really happened either. But anyway, but yeah, it spawned several sequels and a TV series, I think, didn't it? I can't remember. Something to do with time. There was a time thing, wasn't there? Like a clock from Amityville. I can't remember. And there were a couple of found footage ones. A couple of Amityville found footage films. I like found footage, but they weren't very good. Anyway, right, we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So, what time is it? Oh, right. Okay, yes, I better go. My son will be wanting his dinner. Right, anyway, so that's it. I do quite enjoy that film. Thanks for joining in, Joshua and Ottokar. No, Archmage Frey / Windgrace this week is busy. He's at a wedding. So hope he's had fun there. But thanks, yes, thanks for taking part. Next week, I don't know what I'm doing. Yes, I do. Next week, I think I might do the Omen, the original Omen. Should I do one of these? As Josh, was it Joshua that suggested it? I can't actually remember who suggested it. Yeah, Joshua. Shall I do the Omen 1976 and the Omen whatever, the new one? Because I didn't mind that, to be honest. Should I do that and compare them? We'll see. But I'm doing the Omen anyway. Because I like that. I like the Omen. So yes, that's what we're doing next week. But join me on Monday for my Monday moan. This week it's going to be Conan the Barbarian. I've never been able to get into that film. It's a film I want to like. I've tried watching it a few times. I think I've got through it once all the way, but not in one sitting. But it's a film I want to like, but I can't. I just can't like it for some reason. But so that's my Monday moan. But you can also join me on Sunday for my news roundup. But until then, thanks for watching. Wherever you are, don't have nightmares and look after each other. And until next time, I'll say there. Where's my thing gone? It's there. I'm going now. Bye.